Good afternoon and welcome to Beetv News at 3. I am Evelyn Izivili, and now to the news in details. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) has confirmed its receipt of a petition filed by the chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, against the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, over alleged misconduct and corruption. Dangote, in a petition submitted on December 16, 2025, through his lawyer Ogu Onoja, SAN, called on the ICPC to arrest, investigate and prosecute Ahmed over allegations of corruption and financial impropriety. According to the petition, Dangote claimed that Ahmed spent over $5 million on the education of his 4 children in Switzerland, reportedly paid upfront for 6 years without any lawful or recognized source of income to justify such expenditure. That engineer Farouk Ahmed has grossly abused his office contrary to the extant provisions of the Code of Conduct for Public Officers, and by so doing enmeshed himself in monumental corruption and unlawful spending of public funds running into millions of dollars. That engineer Farouk Ahmed spent without evidence of lawful means of income a homonymous sum of $7 million of public fund on the education of his 4 children in different schools in Switzerland for a period of 6 years upfront, the petition stated.
He gets that kind of money to pay school fees alone and other logistics on behalf of his children. So we have the right as taxpayers, our client has the right as a taxpayer to present this petition against these excesses of a public officer.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointing Professor Chituru Godswill as the Chief Medical Director of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. Wike expressed gratitude to the President for once again finding a Rivers State indigene worthy of a key federal appointment, noting that Tinubu has continued to demonstrate goodwill towards Rivers State and its people. He pledged sustained support for the President in advancing his good governance agenda. In a statement issued on Tuesday by his Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication and Social Media, Lere Olayinka, the FCT Minister described the appointment as putting a rough peg in a round hole. He urged Professor Oluweni to deploy his vast professional experience to further improve the teaching hospital in line with the President's Renewed Hope agenda. President Bola Tinubu last night met with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Nigerian Government Forum, NGF, in an effort to avert a planned protest over the challenges of insecurity confronting the nation. The meeting, called ahead of today's planned protest by the organized labor, had representatives of the organized labor and members of the Governors Forum in attendance. Speaking to newsmen after the meeting, President of the NLC, Comrade Joe Ajeru, said the NLC would review its proposed nationwide protest following a meeting between its leadership and Tinubu. Ajeru disclosed that the Labour delegation he led to the State House would reconvene after a scheduled meeting between organized labor and the Governors Forum to reassess the situation. According to him, the Labour movement would return to the drawing board to carefully digest the issues discussed with President Tinubu and determine the next line of action.
With the President, and we have finished. So we have to go back to our meeting and then continue tomorrow. By tomorrow, we will get the outcome.
We are dialoguing. Like he said, at the end of the day, you know what you are supposed to know and what you want to know. Of course, we are here to serve the country. Both the labor, the government, and the governed. We are all working service to the nation.
Members of NLC wanted to see Mr. President, and they've seen Mr. President. And of course, you know, they are happy they've seen Mr. President and they've had firsthand that at least the President has driven the economy out of the woods.
Former Vice President Professor Yemi Osibanjo on Monday commissioned the multi-billion naira Modupe and Fuluransho Alakija Medical Research and Training Hospital in Osogbo, Osun State. The hospital, built and donated to Osun State University by popular businesswoman Mrs. Fuluransho Alajika, was handed over to the university. Noting that the hospital would strengthen the bridge between theory and practical education, Osinbajo commended the timeliness of the hospital, particularly at a time when the country still sends many patients abroad for advanced care.
Multi-billion naira facility donated by the renewed businesswoman, philanthropist and chancellor of Osun State University, Dr. Folarusun Alakija, was formally handed over to the institute to strengthen medical education, research and healthcare delivery. The hospital has 250 admission beds, 20 clinical departments, 5 non-clinical departments, community, health units, maternity and neonatal Medicare, digital research and diagnosis laboratories. It is equipped with 4 state-of-the-art operating theatre, cutting-edge diagnostics imaging exclusive of CT scan, MRI scanning facility, ultrasound scanning facility, X-ray, radiotherapy and modern digital cath lab.
It is a home for learning, research and discovery. Here, students of medicine and allied health sciences will learn not only how to treat disease, but how to ask the right questions, and how to conduct ethical research, and how to translate scientific discovery into compassionate care. This hospital strengthens the bridge between theory and practice, education and service.
But I want to appeal to the governing council of this university to ensure that at all times when we may have left this place, ensure that people who will be appointed to run and work in this hospital are responsible and responsive. People who will lead with dignity and utter commitment, so that when I come here as your former vice chancellor, I will have the cause to praise God.
Folarusun Alakija said the hospital was established to serve as an alternative source of revenue for the university while addressing challenges such as brain drain, shortage of medical personnel, and duplicated health infrastructure.
This hospital stands as a beacon of hope, a promise of healing, and a bold step towards transforming healthcare in Osun State, throughout Nigeria, and across Africa.
This is the first of its kind in Africa. Undoubtedly, this is massive. It is enviable. It must be appreciated. It must be commended. It must be protected.
Precious Agbolaho reporting for Beetv News.
In Kano State, NLC workers have commended President Bola Tinubu for initiating dialogue with labor leaders as part of effort to address their demands. The commendation followed a peaceful protest by labor unions in Kano State. Addressing union members after the march, the Kano State chairman of the NLC, Kabir Iniwa, praised President Bola Tinubu for opening talks with labor leaders, describing the move as a positive step toward tackling the insecurity across the country. He asked state governors to also work collectively and intensify efforts to improve security in Kano State and other parts of Nigeria. The labor leaders later presented a letter to Kano State government outlining their concerns and demanding stronger measures to address insecurity and improve workers' welfare. Receiving the letter on behalf of the state government, the chief of staff to the Kano State governor assured labor unions of the administration's commitment to security and the well-being of workers.
That vehicle is good, and we will tell them we are not happy where we are not happy.
That has matured into forward an employment letter, not a strike, not any negative protest, but a very peaceful, organized, coordinated effort to advance the feelings of Nigerians and the labor government. I want to assure you that in the way that the governor has been addressing state issues,
The federal government has launched the Youth Screen for Employ Youth initiative under the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, describing it as a major step towards empowering young Nigerians and strengthening participation in the credit-based economy. Under the scheme, gainfully employed Nigerians aged 18 to 39 can access credit to up to 5 million naira. Unveiling the program at the Ministry of Finance Auditorium in Abuja, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, described the initiative as a practical expression of President Bola Tinubu's vision for a modern, credit-enabled economy. This was contained in a statement issued by Credit Corp's Managing Director, Uzoma Ngwaba. Edun said Nigerians should begin to feel the impact of ongoing reforms through improved access to tools that enhance productivity and financial stability.
Most of the opportunity that is being given to you. I think we saw that the youth credit, what does it really represent and why is it important? It's about dignity for you, your financial independence, your access to resources to be able to live your dreams and not be constrained.
And Mr. President made an announcement on Democracy Day this year that we are going to start off with launching a program specifically for youth credit. And that program will target 400,000 young people with consumer credit. And we picked up with NYSC because that is the place where young people are most impressionable. They have to learn about credit right after school. And with the successes of that, it is now time to scale up youth credit significantly to 1 million people. And that is what we are here to kick off. So
we'll take a short break and we'll be right back shortly. Please stay with us.
Today, we're rolling our drums to celebrate a proud daughter of the mighty Afema land, a woman of purpose, a woman of valor, a woman of excellence with an unshakable faith, Umaru Patrick Dora Odufa, the CEO and founder of Dora's Touch Aesthetics Clinic and Spa, a top-tier medical aesthetics brand renowned for professionalism, innovation, and genuine care. Trained in the United Kingdom and certified at the master's level in aesthetics medicine by the Northern American Board of Aesthetics Medicine. She is dedicated to transforming lives, restoring confidence, and empowering people through beauty and wellness. Dora is a multi-business entrepreneur, visionary leader, and philanthropist. In 2023, she founded the Patrick Dora Help for the Helpless Foundation, an NGO focused on supporting vulnerable people, empowering women, uplifting families, and restoring hope across community. She's also actively involved in politics, driven by a strong commitment to service, leadership, development, and meaningful transformation. Her political journey is rooted in passion, integrity, and the desire to create opportunities and positive change for her people. A deeply spiritual woman, Dora is guided by her unwavering faith in God, her strong values, and her commitment to integrity. She is a woman who never compromises her values, a disciplined go-getter, and a symbol of resilience, grace, and purpose. Her life continues to speak loudly, a testimony of hard work, divine favor, and a destiny anchored in impact. Today, we raise our glasses to toast for a woman of inestimable value on the occasion of her birthday. Hip, 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 hooray! The message is endorsed by Idahosa Michael.
Gaza Civil Defense said on Monday that it had recovered the remains of 45 people killed 2 years ago in an Israeli airstrike on a residential building in Gaza City following extended search and evacuation operations at the site. The report.
According to civil defense officials, the remains were discovered under the rubble of a building that was destroyed during Israeli military operations in Gaza City 2 years earlier. The victims had been buried beneath collapsed concrete and debris, making recovery efforts difficult and prolonged. Civil defense team said the operation to retrieve the remains was carried out after access to the area became possible and heavy equipment was made available to remove the rubble safely. Rescuers worked for several days, carefully shifting between debris to locate human remains and personal belongings. Officials said the remains would be transferred to relevant authorities for identification procedures, including forensic examination, before being handed over to families for burial. Many of the victims were believed to be civilians who were sheltering in the building at the time of the strike. Residents of the area said families had waited years for news of missing relatives who were unaccounted for after the airstrike. Some survivors said the recovery brought painful closure to families who had lived with uncertainty about the fate of their loved ones. The Civil Defense renewed call for the protection of civilians and emergency workers during military operations, stressing that delayed access to destroyed areas often prevents timely rescue and recovery efforts. The Israeli military has previously said that the airstrike targets militant infrastructure, while Palestinian officials and human rights groups have repeatedly raised concerns about civilian casualties and the destruction of residential buildings in Gaza. The recovery of the remains highlights the lasting humanitarian impact of the conflict, with many families in Gaza still searching for missing relatives years after attack that devastated entire neighborhoods. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
Today entertainment news. The business news. Luno has partnered with Old School Africa to provide fully funded cryptocurrency education to 15,000 Nigerians under an initiative called Demystifying Crypto for Africans. The program is described as the largest crypto education efforts on the continent. The report.
Leno Nigeria CEO Ayotunde Alabi said the initiative aims to support Nigeria's rapidly growing digital finance ecosystem by improving crypto literacy. He noted that education is essential for safe and meaningful participation as adoption increases. ALT School African CEO Adewale Yusuf said the partnership represents an investment in financial empowerment, helping Nigerians turn crypto from perceived risk into a sustainable economic opportunity. Lekki Deep Sea Port has reached nearly 50% of its designed operational capacity, recording steady month-on-month growth in container throughput since September. This was disclosed by Managing Director Wang Kwang during an end-of-year media briefing. Wang said the growth reflects rising confidence from shipping lines and cargo owners in Nigeria's first deep sea port, noting consistent increase in the number of containers handled monthly. He emphasized that efficient transport connectivity is critical to sustaining growth, highlighting the role of barge operations, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road project, and the need for rail links to support expanding industrial activities in the Lekki corridor. Mandela's group has reaffirmed its commitment to Nigeria's economic development as it celebrates its 75th anniversary with a Christmas concert held at the Musson Center in Lagos. Executive Vice Chairman Ola Ayo Adeloye said the company has played a positive role in Nigeria's history for over 7 decades and will continue to reflect the country's resilience, diversity and ambition. The anniversary event featured performance by the Musson Choir, the orchestra, the Musson Choir and Orchestra alongside the Mandela's Choir, marking the milestone of one of Nigeria's oldest business groups. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The Lagos State Police Command has arrested and detained popular social media influencer Habib Hamzat, widely known as Pella, following a viral video showing him driving recklessly before being involved in a serious road accident. According to the police, the incident occurred on Sunday, December 14, 2025, and was live-streamed on social media. The report. The command stated that Pella's action endangered his own life as well as the lives of other road users, describing the conduct as an attempted suicide and a serious breach of public safety. The suspect, aged 20, has been taken into custody and the case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. Police authorities confirmed that findings from the investigation will be made public and that Pella will be charged before a court of competent jurisdiction in line with the law. In another development, content creator Jarvis has addressed growing speculation surrounding her relationship with fellow influencer Pella, firmly denying claims that she was unfaithful during their time together. This comes after she clarified that she and the TikToker were no longer dating. A couple of days ago, the streamer had crashed his car after seen crying in the vehicle. Netizens had opined that the display was related to the split with Jarvis. Jarvis had clarified that the breakup was initiated by Pella and his recent act of self-harm is not only surprising but also puzzling to her. Los Angeles prosecutors have filed 2 counts of first-degree murder against Nick Reiner in connection with the death of his parents, filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. Authorities allege the couple were found dead in their Brentwood home with multiple stabs wound. District Attorney Nathan Hochman said the charges include a special circumstance alleging multiple murders as well as an allegation that a knife was used. If convicted, Reiner could face life in prison without parole or the death penalty, though prosecutors have not yet decided whether they will seek capital punishment. Reiner 32 is expected to appear in court to formally face the charges and enter a plea once he is medically cleared. An arraignment had initially been expected soon. Prosecutors later said it would be scheduled for a later date. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Izibili reporting for Beetv News. Real Madrid Ward has extended the contract of Nigerian coach IRS Sylvester for another year following a successful first spell with the global football brand. The renewal follows his work as an assistant manager and coach in Dubai, where he led international programs and supervised the training of thousands of players across multiple regions. IRS said the extension was a recognition of his dedication and impact within the organization, describing it as a proof of his competence and commitment. He noted that the decision reflects the influence he has made over the past year and the value of his contribution. During his initial tenure, Ayere played a key role in shaping Real Madrid's world operational and training framework, designing the structure currently used by the brand. He also organized training programs for over 5,000 players of different nationalities and took part in the Real Madrid Legend Initiative, which included one-on-one sessions with former Real Madrid defender and Champions League winner Roberto Carlos. The FA Level 3 and UEFA B licensed coach began his international career with Fleetwood United FC in Dubai, where he served as assistant coach and worked with youth teams. His success at the club, including helping Fleetwood United win Division 2 and gain promotion, paved the way for his move to Real Madrid World, which he says is vital for his continued professional growth. And that's it on the 3 p.m. news on the hour. I am Evelyn Izibili. Thank you and good afternoon.